Alrighty, good morning everyone. Welcome to the stream. Sorry about the late start. How you doing? Today is Sunday, the 14th of March, 2021. I'm Darkside Phil. My allergies are still bothering me. My left nostril is completely clogged. I didn't have a chance to take an allergy medication this morning because everything's all screwed up because of daylight saving time, which started today here in the United States. What that means is that we need to set our clocks an hour forward, which is fine. I was ready for that. I had everything set up and ready to go. But I have a new clock because in the fall, well, late fall, it was probably around November-ish, my old clock, which I used for over a decade, the entire time that I ever made YouTube videos and or have been a content creator, I was using the same clock from Brookstone. Okay, very good clock. It broke finally. It went on the fritz and wouldn't even display numbers or nothing anymore. So I did a new clock. So I got a new clock. It's called iHome, and it kind of looks like a classic alarm clock. It's a little round one. It's got multiple alarms. It's got Bluetooth functionality. It's got all this newfangled crap. But it's supposed to auto-adjust to daylight saving time, but it doesn't. It has a setting right on it that says DST, auto-adjustment, and I had it set to that, and it didn't do it. So, I manually adjusted the clock and went to sleep. I woke up this morning at 10 a.m. Jasper's laying next to me, and he's looking at me like, is it time to get up? And I'm like, wait a minute, 10 a.m.? I start looking all around, I'm like, something's wrong here, because my clock's alarms are set for over an hour before that. So I'm looking all around, and I grab the clock, I look at it, the alarms are set, but didn't go off. So apparently when I changed the clock time for daylight saving time, it somehow like reset the alarms or something. I don't know how. I don't really understand it. I've never had a clock that didn't set properly like that. Like I was trying to do it in my head. I'm like, maybe the alarms adjusted, and because they would have been at 10, they didn't go off. Like that's what I was thinking. I was like, okay, the alarms normally would be around 9 in the morning. That's roughly when I get up. I actually have an alarm set up for like 8:45, and then I have another one set up for like 9. So if the first one doesn't wake me up, the second one does. You know how people hit snooze and stuff. So I have 2 alarms set on my clock, and I'm thinking, well, if it was supposed to be earlier, what would have happened was those alarms didn't adjust for the daylight saving time, so they're set to later. So maybe they would have woken me up an hour later. But they didn't. They didn't go off at all. And I checked, and they still said that they were set for the proper time. So I have no idea. First of all, I'm confused why the clock didn't adjust for daylight saving time in the first place automatically. It's supposed to. The clock has the feature and everything, even has the switch on the back, and it didn't work. And I was frustrated. I was like, what is this? What is this bullshit? And then the alarms didn't go off. So anyway, it is what it is. It's not a big deal because we could still get the same amount of gameplay in today as we normally would. It's not a huge deal. It's just annoying because I like being on time. I don't like being significantly late to my streams. It's very annoying. And now, here I am, over an hour late for the stream, right? It's bullshit. It's the best way to describe this. It's bullshit. It's bullshit we have to do daylight saving time to begin with because it was actually in 2019, here in the state of Washington, the government voted to abolish daylight saving time. Here's what we wanted to do. We wanted to set it so that it's always daylight saving time and it never changes to standard time. So that would mean as the clocks are today, that's how the clocks would be forever. They would not change. But the United States federal government says that's not allowed. They said if you want to set it to be standard time all the time, you can do that. But you can't set it to be daylight time all the time. It's not acceptable. They have to make a special exception to the rule. Now, in a normal world, maybe that would have been fine. But last year we had COVID. So I'm pretty sure that no government is really worried about the time zone change anymore when everyone is worried more about just surviving during a pandemic. You see? So all these kind of things that normally might have been happening and handled by the government have gone by the wayside. So 2 years ago we voted to have the clocks never change, and it's just been sitting around and had zero action since then. So will it ever go through? Maybe. Excuse me. Will it ever go through? Maybe it will. And if that's the case, that's good, because that means that we won't have to deal with changing the clocks and having all this fucked up stuff to begin with. I can only imagine how my wife feels right now, because she had to get up way early in the morning to go to work this morning. She already is adjusting to this early morning schedule, and now she had to get up an hour earlier because this fucking stupid, dumb-ass practice, fucking bullshit, cockamamie nonsense. I think I should take an allergy pill. My nose is completely stuffed on the left-hand side, and I get the feeling I'm going to be affected by this all day. So you know what? Bear with me. I'm going to run to the bathroom, and I'm going to take an allergy pill. All right? I'll be right back. I'm going to leave the stream running. Here we go. I'll be right back. I'm going. I'll be right back. Yeah. Here comes the kitty terror. Jasper is hyper, running all around the house as I go to take my allergy pill. Anyway, I hope this allergy pill works. I took a look at the bottle, expired in 2018. So it's 3 years old, 3 years outdated, expired. So hopefully the allergy pill works. Many years ago, I bought a big bottle of generic allergy medication. And, you know, my allergies usually only last about roughly a month. Although on and off, they may bother me all year. They're really only that bad but for about a month of the year. And, so I have a bottle of generic, it's supposed to be generic, is it Allegra? No, it's the other one. There's two different major allergy medications. This is not Allegra, this is the other one. So, I think Claritin or something like that. So, I bought a giant bottle of the generic stuff, like on Amazon, like 5-6 years ago. And I still have most of the bottle. So I just said, oh, I need allergy medication. I just take it, and then I just looked at it. I was like, oh, expired August 2018. Cool. Should be good. All right. So hopefully this works. Anyway, folks, let's talk. First of all, I'm very upset. I'm very disappointed. I'm very frustrated because I didn't beat Champions Road last night. Now, let me tell you guys something. All right? I really do feel defeated because usually in video games, when a challenge throws itself up against me, usually if I really focus in and I have concerted effort and I try as hard as I can, I usually can beat it. But so far, Champions Road has destroyed me. I can't beat it. And I'm very frustrated about this. So are the viewers. You guys last night incessantly made fun of me about how I'm an old man with terrible reflexes and how I'm no good anymore at games, and you know. And I took the abuse for a couple of hours while I was trying to beat it. I even switched over to Peach. I still couldn't do it. And I'm very upset about this. This game has beaten me. It has. It's beaten me down. It's stomped me. Is, you know, elbow drops and fucking flying body splashes. Slammed me with steel chairs. Turned me into paste. And I'm very upset about this. Okay? Very upset. I don't know if I'm going to be able to continue on in the manner that I've have these last 12 plus years. Because this game's beaten me. So after another 2-hour session last night of being unable to beat Champions Road, people want to see it again. They said next weekend, can you play it again so we can laugh at you some more at how bad you are at games. So I thought about it and I said, I guess we could do it. You know, if this is really what you want. You like laughing at an old man. You know, I'm about to be 39 years old. My birthday's coming up. A few weeks here. And if all you want to really do is laugh at the old man and point at him and laugh and say, ha ha ha, oh, he sucks. He's so bad. Let's laugh. Laugh at his misfortunes. I guess we could do that next weekend again. If that's really what you want. You know, I give my viewers what they want. You know? So if you want me to put on a pair of jeans, I'll put on a pair of jeans. If you want me to lose constantly at a Mario game, I'll do so. Alright? Whatever you want. It's fine. So, we'll see what happens next weekend. Alright? But that's what happened last night. I couldn't beat it. So, likely next weekend, the late stream will be Champions Road and Mario again, just to see me fail for another 2 hours straight. Alright, now, excuse me. Today, let's talk about today. Because today's a new day. You know, the failures of yesterday don't necessarily mean to they don't need to carry over. You know what I'm saying? Every day there's something new going on, something different, something exciting. That's a good thing. Okay? So last night I did a poll on my Twitter. It's still running right now. But FYI, I wanted to get some information about what you guys thought I should do later this week, because I have a few options of things that I can do. Excuse me. And some of the options, one of the options was that on March 18th, Avengers, Marvel's Avengers. Yes, that game from back in September that was incredibly disappointing. It's coming out with a PlayStation 5 version that's supposed to be a much better version than the PS4 version that we played back in September with a better frame rate and many improvements. Plus, there's apparently a new DLC available starring Hawkeye. For what I don't understand, there was a DLC, a Kate Bishop DLC, that came out for free like a month ago. And now there's this new Hawkeye DLC, and apparently they lead into each other. Okay? So I said, hey, why don't we give it a shot? Why don't we try out this new version of the game and see if it's any better than the one from September? Because let's face it, everyone bought this game for $60 in September, played through the campaign for like 12 hours, and then there was nothing else to do but grind and do boring shit, so the game sucked. Right? So maybe I can actually get some more, you know, some more stuff out of it. And I paid $60 for this game. Maybe I'll get some more use out of it. And let's face it, there's nothing else going on in March right now. There's no new releases. So maybe it will be some good variety for the streams. So I proposed this to all of you. And every time I mention it, everyone in the stream chat just pulls down their pants and immediately defecates all over the stream, saying that this is a bad idea. It's terrible. Why on earth would I want to do this? This is really stupid. No one wants to see Avengers. It's a terrible game. No one cares. I'm wasting everyone's time. No one's going to watch. That's what everyone says. So last night I decided, why don't I do a poll on Twitter? Okay? And let the viewers actually vote and speak for themselves. All right? And see how people will vote. So I did. So here's how the poll went. I had 3 options in this poll. All right? Poll or option number 1, yes, do the Avengers DLC, do the whole thing. Option number 2 was, well, try the DLC, but don't commit to finishing it. You know, that way if it sucks or it's boring or it's the same, you don't have to finish it. And third place was, third option was, no, just skip it completely. So, the results are as follows. 29% of voters, by the way, 691 votes. 29% of voters said, yes, do it and do all the full-on DLC. It's about a third. Third of the people who voted said, yeah, do the whole DLC. Sounds interesting. 18%, okay, said, no, you just try it, but don't commit to it. You know, give it a shot. And if it's good, it's good. But if not, that way you don't have to finish it. You know, you say, okay, whatever, it sucks. So that's 47% of people basically said, yes, try it. But then 53% of the people who responded said, no, completely skip it. It sucks shit. Avengers suck. Marvel sucks. You suck. We don't want to see it. We don't want to see you doing something boring on the stream. You suck as it is. You know, so stop it right now. Don't play it. Okay. So, a very minor majority, because it was 47 to 53, you see? So only about, 6% flipped it and said no. Okay? Do you want my honest opinion on this? That's way closer than I thought it was going to be. I thought, especially whenever I do something on Twitter, most people are negative, with the amount of dicks that follow me around the internet and just do negative shit. I thought this would be like 80% would say skip it. So the fact that 53% said skip it actually is like a little shocking to me. Very shocking. I know people make fun of me when I say I'm shocked. Well, I'm shocked. I thought that it would be way worse than that. Okay? So, I'm wondering, do I do this or not? And if I don't, I guess just skip it and then just do the other stuff that I was going to do. Right? If you guys really don't want to see it, we don't have to do it. I just thought it was something different for variety's sake for the streams. Instead of just playing the same games over and over, I figured, oh, some variety, we'll do that. But if you guys don't want to see it, then we don't have to do it. I just said, fuck it. Fuck Marvel and fuck this game. Okay? Alright, so fuck it, I guess. You guys don't want it. So forget it. We won't play it. Bad idea, right? So, let's talk about the schedule then. Today, it's the continuation of Divinity 2, Divinity Original Sin 2, that is. And it looks like we're going to finish up Fort Joy. We actually have the ability to leave Fort Joy right now, if we want, but I'm currently going through the fort, clearing it out of any items and leftover enemies. It looks like all the Magisters you can fight in aggro, which I didn't realize, and I accidentally aggroed a group of them. So, I guess we could fight them all and kill them all and get all their loot. I guess it makes sense, especially because now I'm strong enough to pretty much, beat them all. So I guess we'll do that today. We'll try to, clean out Fort Joy and see how that goes, okay? And then move on. I don't know. I actually don't know what the next part of the game is. No clue. So I guess we'll find out together today after I clear out Fort Joy. All right? Okay. Tonight, the late stream is Fall Guys. My weekly stream of Fall Guys. Elimination, survival, fun. Usually have a really good time with this, and you guys, you wager your channel points seeing how well I can do in it. So that should be a good time on the late stream, 6:45 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time. Because now we're in daylight hours. Daylight time, folks. Okay? There you go. Oh my god, excuse me. Why are we spamming a copy pasta? Would you guys all like to be banned? Is that what you're telling me? You're bored? You would like to be banned this morning? Cool. I could do that. I can arrange that. I'm okay with that. If that's what you want, you can have it your way. Okay? Alright. Tomorrow, the continuation of Ghosts and Goblins Resurrection on the main gameplay stream, where we're going to try to finish up the Hellfire Hamlet. It's incredibly difficult, but I'm going to do my damnedest to try to beat it. And then, tomorrow night, a late night stream of Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War, where we continue to try to unlock attachments for the FAR 83. The more attachments I unlock, the better the gun gets, but I'm still a far cry from unlocking all the best ones, so we got to keep working on that, okay? And then on Tuesday, which is my final consecutive streaming day of this week, I'll be starting up a new playthrough. That new playthrough will be based on your votes. Because what I'm going to do, I'm going to sit down and I'm going to tally up your voting from my website, theking8.com, where you guys have been voting for the past week and a half. All right? Last chance, if you would like to keep voting. If you haven't voted yet, I strongly urge you that you do. Right now, the polls are only determined by a small handful of votes, like 5 votes is determining the winner. So if just a couple people jump on the website and vote, for the first time, they can completely flip this thing on its head. Okay? So I have to sit down, I have to look at the votes, look for fraudulent votes, because I get the feeling there were some. Like I said the other day, I just took a cursory glance, and I saw there were a few that looked pretty fraudulent bot accounts. So I have to take a look at that and see. I'm not sure yet, but I have to give it a look. All right? So I will let you guys know over the next couple of days, likely Monday night, what we're playing on Tuesday. Okay? Of course, I have to figure out how we're playing it on Tuesday. I have to see what game it is and how it's available, if it's, where is it available or whatever. All right? So, we shall see what happens with that, but I'm starting something new on Tuesday. Don't know what yet. Then Tuesday night, it's going to be the return of Genshin Impact. This is the game that I played all through the fall for a few weeks. And back in, late October, early November. Free-to-play game. Open world RPG. Similar to Breath of the Wild. And then it went on hiatus when the PlayStation 5 came out. So people have been asking me since then, will I go back to it or whatever? And now people are saying, well, you need something new as a chill stream because you finished up with Yakuza and stuff like that. I'm like, okay, we'll bring it back then. So that's going to be Tuesday night. Okay? Oh God. Oh my God. That was absolutely disgusting. I'm sorry, guys. That was revolting. Okay, anyway. So, yes, that's going to be Tuesday night. All right? Now, on Wednesday, that will be my day off for the week. Now, originally on Thursday, we were going to do Avengers. But because most people screamed at me and yelled at me and said that I'm an idiot and I shouldn't play, I'm a dumbass, why did I even think of playing this terrible game? So I listened to your feedback. So rather than be a dumbass, I'm going to do something different. I think what we should do on Thursday when I return is we should try out the Monster Hunter Rise demo, which apparently is free and available on the Switch. I'll give it a shot. I'll do one stream of this demo, all right? And I'll play it, and we'll see what it is. We'll see if you guys like it. We'll see if it's anything interesting. If it's boring as dirt, then I don't have to play it at all. I'll just skip the whole game, okay? But if it goes well, and you guys think it's good, and you're entertained, and you want to see me play it, maybe I'll play the new game when it comes out. When does it come out? I don't even know. I think it's sometime this month, but I haven't paid attention to it because you guys have hated the last 2 attempts that I had at playing Monster Hunter. You absolutely hated it. You said it was boring. Last time when I played the Monster Hunter World Beta, you actually were so bored during the streams that after 2 hours of doing it on my stream, you told me to change games. You were that annoyed, that bored. So I don't know how this is going to change anything, honestly. I really don't get it. I don't understand because I was enjoying it. I was doing co-op with viewers, if you remember, and you guys just constantly said it sucked. So I guess we'll see with this Monster Hunter Rise if it's any different, if it's any better, and we'll go with that. We'll go with that. I don't know. You know, that was what, 3 years ago? I'm trying to remember when Monster Hunter World came out. Was it 2018? I think so, right? I think it was 2018. So I guess we'll see. All right, we'll see it. We'll see how it goes on Thursday. All right, Thursday night, the late night stream will be more Call of Duty. Then on Friday, the main stream will likely be more Divinity 2, and then Friday night it'll be Street Fighter. Saturday will probably be more Ghosts and Goblins, and we'll probably pair that with a late night stream of Mario 3D World trying to beat Champions Row. And then on Sunday, it'll probably be more whatever the viewer's choice game is, paired with Genshin Impact. No, excuse me, with Fall Guys. And then Monday, Tuesday, probably more Divinity, more Ghouls and Goblins, paired with Genshin Impact, and maybe more Call of Duty. So that's the rough streaming week. Sounds good? Firefist Fury, I have to agree with you. He says, man, this is like one of the worst years in gaming so far. It's like, here we are in March. The only thing that we're even watch Phil play is Divinity or fucking Monster Hunter demo. And, you know, there's nothing going on. And I agree with you. I completely agree. This has been a dead year. There's been nothing going on. No releases. Next month is different. Next month there's going to be a bunch. May is going to be crazy. And so is June. We're going to go from famine to feast. Just like that. Just like this. Just like that. Famine to feast. Tons of new games are going to come out in a short period of time. And then we're going to have more than enough to play. But that's how it goes. All right? All right, so that's the streaming schedule, folks. Please keep voting on the viewer's choice. Only a day or two left to vote. And then tomorrow night, likely, I'm going to shut that down. Okay? And we're going to figure out what I'm playing on Tuesday. Please consider subscribing. We're about 50 subs away from hitting the subscriber goal for the month. And when we hit the subscriber goal for the month, many things happen. Number one, I dance with joy around the office. I'll do a few backflips and, you know, pirouettes, flying pirouettes in celebration. But in addition to that, it means we're going to do a special challenge run marathon, where for a marathon setting, I will be playing some classic games and setting challenges for myself on milestones of things to achieve during that stream. And you guys will be, you know, doing penne point predictions on whether or not I'll actually hit said milestones or not. Excuse me. It should be pretty fun. Okay? I hope you guys will consider subbing to the channel if you're not. There's only half the month left to subscribe. Or, if you want to help out, maybe gift a sub to somebody else. Okay? Now, ladies and gentlemen, you know if you cheer, sub, or tip, I'll give you a shout out here today. Crowdfunding is how I make my living. Crowdfunding is how I can afford to do this. I appreciate everyone who does crowdfund my efforts to continue to do everything here on streams. Okay? Thank you in advance for all of your support. We'll have tip goals today. 50 bucks I'll put on the gunner glasses. $100 I'll put on a vest. Didn't even come close to hitting the tips goal last night. During the day, we did hit the tips goal. And I wore the platinum vest. So that means today, the beige, the blue, the camo, the gray, and the red vest are all eligible if we hit the tips goal to wear. If we double the tips goal, I'll put on 2 vests to look like an idiot. If we triple the tips goal, I'll put on a pair of jeans to look like a moron. Whatever you guys want. Whatever you want, I'll do it. Yes. Yes. There you go. That's really about it. There's no news or anything today. There's nothing for me to talk about. I'm already late. So we're just going to get to shout-outs. Okay? Let's do some shout-outs. Okay. Let's see here. Timbo Slice cheered. He says, first Twitch goal down. I got affiliate status today. So I'm excited to join the Twitch streaming community. Sounds good, man. Congrats. Congrats on that. You know, when I started streaming on Twitch, it was so long ago. What, 8 years ago? Yeah, 8 years ago, they didn't even have affiliate. It didn't even exist. It was either you're a partner or you're not. And being that I had a very, very, very large YouTube following at the time, you know, now I got like nothing. Now no one cares about my YouTube videos. But back then, I actually had like, you know, millions of views a month. Crazy. Ginormous amount of following. Twitch very, you know, easily just granted me partner status with little to no effort. And back then there was like none of this. There was no cheering. There was none, you know, none of that stuff. It was only subbing was the only thing really that was available, or running ads. And I didn't really care about it back then. For me, I streamed and didn't really do anything to make money on a stream. I didn't care. That was before the era of YouTube falling apart at the seams with ad revenue. You know, those were the golden days of ad revenue on YouTube, where you could actually make a living just putting videos on the site. A long time ago, 8 years ago. So today I hear it's like a pain in the ass to even get affiliate. Like, they've got all these criteria, these very demanding criteria that you have to qualify for. And, you know, I can understand it's a very daunting task to get a new channel going these days. And I respect anyone who puts in the time and effort to earn affiliate status. It's not easy. So congratulations, Timbo. Very nice, earning affiliate status. Then he cheered again. He said, have you ever thought about hosting more people like fans that stream at the end of your stream, rating fellow fan streamers like many well-known Twitch people do? Because I feel it would help grow your connection with the fans of Twitch community. I used to do that. I used to host people, and it would auto-host, and it would send, you know, do that. But over the years, people who I used to auto-host basically have told me to take them off the list because of trolling. Basically what happens is, all my trolls then flood their channels and harass them. And not only just the channel, but they follow them to their social media accounts. They harass them via email. They harass their family members. They harass their friends, fellow streamers who they're friendly with. They get harassed too. This is not a lie or an exaggeration. This has happened to, at this point, I want to say it was 5 different people who I used to host. You may notice that I don't host them anymore, because they all said, yeah, we need to stop this because we're just getting too much harassment now from your trolls. So I would not recommend it. I'm not against it, but I would not recommend it. It's going to bring a big negative light to your channel and a whole new influx of scumbags who are there just to harass you. Okay? If you really wanted that, you know, if you really wanted that level of negative highlight, I mean, I don't know what to tell you. If you really wanted it, I would consider it, but I don't think anyone wants that. I certainly don't want it, and 5 people already had it and hated it, and after a few months of being hosted, said, I can't take this anymore. So, you know, it's up to you guys. Okay, so now we get the people who contributed during the stream, because those were actually over 2 hours ago, those Timbo's cheers. Elon Jusk is the first cheer of the day. All right? And hold on a second here. Gotta get this to work. Oh, boy. Okay. Elon Jusk is the first cheer of the day. He says, with the new season of Fortnite dropping on Tuesday, The Verge did a legacy article on Ninja, what he's done for streaming. Do you think it's unfair he gets worshipped after only being popular for 3 years? And does it have to do with his fan base being more mature now that they aged with him? No. It has to do with viewership and hype and popularity. It has nothing to do with actually doing anything for streaming. Ninja has done nothing for streaming. Zero. He hasn't made streaming more popular. He hasn't increased the intelligence of the streaming community. He hasn't put any games to the forefront. All he's done is he's made Fortnite, a game that was already made for kids, more popular with kids. That's it. Him streaming with Drake didn't push the streaming and gaming communities forward anymore. Nothing. Everything that has happened with Ninja has been for self-promotion and self-gain and hasn't helped anyone. All right? Now, maybe the guy did do some charity work or whatever. I have no idea, and I'm not trying to disprove anything of that. I'm just saying, in general, the guy's existence as a popular streamer did not push forward streaming for anyone in general at all. It didn't make Twitch more popular. It didn't make streaming more popular. All it did was put a new name with a guy, his particular streamer, to the forefront of everything. That's it. All right? Who cares? I'm not jealous. I'm just speaking truth. Things that people won't fucking say. He's done nothing. Zero. Absolutely nothing. Nothing productive has come out of it. Nothing actually, realistically positive or better. No one's grown because of it. No one's become, you know what I mean? Nothing got better because of it. Everyone at the time said that, 3 years ago, oh, look, it's Craig. He's streaming with Drake. Yeah, who cares? That's what I said, and everyone shat on me. Here we are 3 years later, and what happened? Fortnite is the biggest kiddie game out there. Basically, Fortnite took over for Minecraft. Because at one point, Minecraft was that game. That was the game that all the kids played. And by the way, I'm not shitting on Minecraft. It's an amazing game. I really like Minecraft. When I finally played it for over a year, I loved it. But Minecraft was that game that was virally popular, that was mainstream popular. Everywhere you saw Minecraft merchandise, every kid wanted to own and play Minecraft. Right? And then it got old. It got older. And it wasn't as popular anymore, and a new game needed to take up that mantle. And then Fortnite came out, and it's this simplistic survival game, cartoony, a million skins, million things that tie in with pop culture, right? And so the streamers that focused on this game started appealing to a young kid audience, started dressing a certain way, acting a certain way. Most of the time when they streamed had nothing to do with actual production of the game. It was actually more about memeing and trying to push forward a certain kind of content that would grab the attention of a young audience, right? And again, there's nothing wrong with that. It's perfectly fine. If that's what the kind of content you want to put out, that's acceptable to me. That there's definitely an audience for it. There's tons of content creators over the years who have focused only on a child audience and became insanely popular and insanely rich, okay? There's nothing wrong with it. But that's all it is. It's just more disposable content for mass children to digest. And Fortnite just got more virally popular and everything, and now it's hilarious because the Fortnite community really is something separate from other mainstream gaming when you really look at it. Like, no one really cares about Fortnite. Who cares about other mainstream games? It seems to be its own entity among itself. This isolated group of people who don't really care about other stuff, but they just play Fortnite, they stream Fortnite. You got the adults who do it to try to get popularity, and the kids who play it because it's virally popular with kids. But outside of that, has it done anything for streaming? No. Has it done anything for gaming? No. No. Nothing. Why is Ninja still popular? Because he's popular. He became it's just kind of like when you look at these other ones, they got so popular on YouTube. They get so popular on a stream. Now they become virally popular. They can never not be popular because they're popular for being popular. Not because of something they specifically did. Not because of anything that makes them stand out from the crowd in content creation. Just because they're at the forefront, they stay there. Of course, if they're the ones with the top views, they're the ones who are going to be covered by the media. That gives them more views. See, it all feeds itself. We've seen this time and time and time again. Right? Over and over. We've seen this. And there's nothing wrong with it. Again, there's nothing wrong with it. I'm actually not shitting on Ninja. More power to him. That's the kind of content he wants to put out. That's the audience he wants to work with on a daily basis and become filthy rich. He has the right to do that. There's nothing wrong with that. But let's not try to fucking overestimate someone's impact here. Nothing has happened as a result of Ninja being a popular streamer at all. Besides Fortnite just becoming more popular and the guy becoming filthy rich. There's nothing else that's happened. Nothing has improved because this guy's been around. If Ninja never existed, what would be different? Think about that. If right now Thanos finger snapped and Ninja disappeared, what would happen? Think about it. Would there be a giant gap? Would there be a big hole? Would the whole universe be worse off? Maybe for kids, again, maybe if you have a kid and the kid watches Ninja or the kid watches Fortnite content, maybe then you would say yes. But for most of us, it doesn't affect us. You know, most mainstream gamers who we've been around way before Ninja and Fortnite don't give a fuck about Ninja and Fortnite. You know? Would the universe be worse off if I didn't stream? Probably not. No, I don't think so. Maybe at one point when I was at the height of my YouTube popularity, not anymore, right? There would be some people who would be very upset because they like to chill with me every day on streams and they feel that what I do has meaning, but most people wouldn't care. Right? This is all truthful. There's nothing wrong with being honest, right? There's nothing wrong with being honest. No one cares. No one cares about me. No one cares about Ninja. No one cares about any of this shit. In the scope of things, this is all just peanuts on the ground that a crow is going to come by and pick up and then walk away. Right? There you go. There you go. Alrighty, let's continue. Let's continue. What's hilarious is people, oh, you're insulting. I'm not insulting. I just said the same thing about me. Jasper, you're in my face. Jasper's completely in my face right now. He's jumping up. He's all over my lap. Now he just rubbed the mic. Cashmere Goat just gifted a tier 1 sub to Elon Just. Congratulations, Elon Just. Thank you, Cashmere Goat, for the sub. Steven Seagull Cheer. He said, happy Sunday. I want to ask 2 questions. How you live such interesting life. I watch a few documentaries about you, and you lived a more interesting life than me. Minus 2 little humans that I take care of now. What was attending Evo was? The atmosphere, did you have any anxiety about it initially? You seemed pretty confident the whole time. Wow. Okay then. What was attending Evo like? It was incredibly fun if you really like the games that are being played, because to watch those at a high level in person is pretty neat, just like watching a live sporting event. And also, it was a great opportunity to play people from all over the place that you had never played before, and to expose yourself to a bunch of gaming patterns and gaming strategies. That's the word I was thinking of. Strategies in these games you like that maybe you've never seen before. In fact, back then there was no online play. So this was the only opportunity for you to expose yourself to a variety of gameplay that you'd never seen before. There was no YouTube, no Twitch to watch people play. There was no sharing online instantly of everything. So this was the only way to get that kind of exposure. It really was. It was expensive. It was time consuming. And quite frankly, playing at EVO is boring as dirt. Because 90% of the time you're at that tournament, you sit there doing nothing, like an idiot, waiting to be called to be played at a tournament. Because there's a million people there playing, and you only have to play a few matches for each tournament. So you're waiting most of the time doing nothing. The best times I had at EVO ever were playing casual play. Playing against a variety of people from all over the globe, outside of tournament play, you know, just enjoying myself, learning strategies and having a good time, you know, chilling with people, talking, hanging out, getting some food. You know, it was good stuff. That was good stuff. But at the same time, it's a lot of time wasted just sitting around waiting. It's boring as hell. It really is. And God forbid you go to take a dump when you get called, because then you get eliminated. You get completely disqualified from the tournament because you had a big-ass turd that had to come out, and you couldn't hold it in. So you're done. You came out, you went to EVO, you paid a ton of money to be there, and then you got disqualified because you had to take a dump. Steven Seagull cheered again. He said, second, how do those detectors find out and join a call about a bankruptcy hearing? I'm legit interested in that. It seems that they would have had to have had serious internal information. And daylight saving sucked Harry Potter's wand. I got to sleep in today but lost an hour. I'm old and I get sore when I sleep a long time anyways. Daylight saving time sucks Harry Potter's wand. Wow. I'm not sure I've actually heard that particular terminology yet. That's a first one. That's a first for me. Anyway, as for that bankruptcy call, it's public knowledge. It was publicly filed that that was going to happen. and basically the number was listed, because what happened was anyone who was involved, who was legally involved and should have been involved, for example, creditors of people involved in the call who were filing for bankruptcy. Creditors have the ability to call in and ask questions about, are they going to get paid and stuff like that. And so the number is publicly listed. Of course, normally it would not be a phone-in event. It would actually be an in-person hearing. And you can't impersonate a creditor in person, because then people have to check your identification. Do you have ID? Can you prove you work for the company? Versus someone just phoning in just claims that they are working for the company. This is all because of COVID, by the way. Because that hearing happened, what was it, March of last year, I think? So because of the phone-in hearing, people were just able to phone in and pretend that they were someone they weren't, and no checks and balances were in place. I mean, hundreds upon hundreds of these things go on every day in each state, and never does anyone call in and impersonate a creditor. Not once. Both my lawyer and the caseworker involved in my bankruptcy hearing both told me they had never, in all of their years combined, they had, I think the two of them had like 25 to 30 years of experience. They said they had never seen that happen ever. Not once had anyone ever tried to impersonate someone or do something like that. Their answer is it should be illegal. It is. It's actually fraud. And there was two. They said there was two. It was two different crimes. And they recorded the call, but of course nothing comes of it because it's all anonymous. You know, how are you going to prove who called in, right? But I can tell you right now, if that person did get caught, they go to jail. They already said it's completely illegal. You can't do that. It's not. It was fraud, impersonation, fraud, and something else. They give me the three terms that they said that it was when that happened. But anyway, it was public knowledge. That's the problem. Even though all of us here on my stream, we all live a very internet-based life, right? Most of us do. Most of us, we hang out on the internet. A lot of the things we do is on the internet. We probably pay our bills on the internet. Like, everything we do is on the internet. There's a whole world out there. The legal world and a lot of the business world have not caught up with the internet yet. They just haven't. They don't understand how it works. They don't understand the level of fraud that's out there, the things that people do. They just don't get it. So they have zero protections in place for this kind of shit. Zero. It's like I told you guys. Someone as simple as they called into my electric company and all they said was, I'm Phil Burnell, here's my address, I want my electricity turned off. And they scheduled it to be turned off. No lie. Like, it was that easy. They didn't need any other information. They just called in, and the electric company said, well, no one would want that to happen. You know, no one would do that. So they scheduled it to be turned off. Even though that wasn't me, they just did it. That's what I mean. A lot of these businesses, they have zero safeguards in place for this kind of shit. So the courts last year, completely taken by surprise by COVID, never expected that the courts would be physically shut down the way that they were, doing everything over the phone and doing their best to just keep up with the insane amount of caseload that the courts couldn't see in person, tried to do phone things, and the phone calls had zero protection. Zero. Anyone could call in and impersonate anyone and get away with it. Oh, my lord. Oh, okay. Oh, stretch. Jasper is licking my foot right now. He won't stop. He's licking my foot. It tickles. It tickles, buddy. You're tickling my foot. That really tickles when you do that. I don't know why he's licking my foot. Elon just here, so what are your thoughts on NFT? Oh, he's biting my foot. Stop biting the foot. What are your thoughts on NFTs? Have you invested in cryptos? No. Phil Smokes Crack to me, $4.20, says, I am here to enjoy a good stream today. Lots of positivity and chill. Well, thank you very much, Phil Smokes Crack. That is the first tip of the day. I do not smoke crack, by the way. I just have allergies, but this guy likes to joke. Thank you for the tip. Excuse me. Weenie Hut Admin has subscribed to the channel for 2 months. Says, what's up, Phil? Hello. Hello, Weenie Hut Admin. I don't know what the hell the Weenie Hut is, but thank you. SPB Original tipped me $2. Says, #1 victory royale. Yeah, Fortnite. We about to get down. 10 kills on the board right now. Just swiped out Tomato Town. Wow. Thanks. Elon Justice cheered, and he says, Ninja brought Fortnite and streaming to the masses. So many people's careers have been launched by what Ninja has done for gaming. Saying he's done nothing for anyone is one of the dumbest things I've ever heard. All right, so I guess you're dumb then. This is what I'm saying. Like, the Fortnite phenomenon and the whole Fortnite community is completely valid, completely virally popular. And I think we can all agree that it's an entity in its own. But if it never existed, would it have affected any of us? Honestly, think about it. Think about your life right now, okay? And everything you do in your life, and especially games you like and things you do. If Fortnite never got virally popular and Ninja never existed, would it affect you? It wouldn't have affected me in the least. I probably would have played Fortnite a few times like I did and not gave two shits just like I didn't and moved on and did other shit. And I'd still be here, you know? Free Jerome says he met his wife on Fortnite. That's incredibly unfortunate. I'm sorry to hear that. I'm very sorry to hear you met your wife on Fortnite and not in real life. Wow. Anyway, let's continue. Steven Seagull cheered. He said, legit questions. Also, sorry for bad English. And I answered them as legit questions. Let's see here. Big Papa Phil tipped me $2. He says, was it true some of those EVO attendees where you competed were some of the geekiest, smelliest, unkept human beings you had ever met in your life? Yes. Not everyone. Some of them. Some of the rumors are true. Much like everything, right? Some of it is true. It's based on a nugget of truth or a piece of truth. Should be at $8 in tips, by the way. I screwed it up earlier. But, so, you know, some of it's way blown out of proportion. Absolutely, there were people there who didn't have great personal hygiene. They stunk to high heaven. They were very, very socially awkward people. Yes, 100% that's true. At the same time, there were tons of perfectly normal people. People who were just there to chill and have fun, enjoy games, meet people from all over the country, all over the world in a lot of cases. And like I said, get exposure to these games in a way that you couldn't get because there was no internet play back then. There was no YouTube or Twitch. It was, you know what I mean? It was a mix of everything. It really was kind of a melting pot. No, it was not all weirdos and sick people who didn't wash. That's ridiculous. That's 100% bullshit. And that's people trying to talk shit. Okay? Steven Seagull cheers. I never heard of credit impersonators happening. That's why I say you live in such an interesting life. Who the fuck else would this happen to? Britney Spears? Still for them to find out the phone number, the exact time of the phone call, the fact it was called out by the others on the line and still it went on, that's fucked. Yeah, but it was, again, it was all public knowledge. You would be shocked to know how much is public knowledge. I'll give you an example. When I moved here, okay, when I first moved here to Washington State in 2014, I had no idea that my purchase of this home was going to be on public record. I didn't know that. Who would even think about that, right? Oh, I bought a house. It's going to be listed publicly on the internet. I didn't know that. Within 2 days of me moving here, people found out that I lived here and posted my address all over the internet. Because it was public knowledge. It was publicly filed, but I didn't know that. So, that's just a perfect example of something. Would you even think about that? Whose name? Who would buy a house and then think that their name's going to be posted all over the internet with their new address, right? No one. And who would care? Pretty much no one. But I'm a public personality on the internet, and people wanted to fucking spread that info everywhere, so they did. And it's kind of like, damn, I didn't even know. If I had known that, quite frankly, what I probably would have done was gone the extra mile and found a way to protect that information, you know? There are ways that you could do it. You could buy a house through a third party and pay the third party to technically buy it and hide your real identity, so that way people wouldn't know. I might have done that, but I didn't know. That's the last thing on my mind that I would have thought. But anything legal, if it's a court hearing or filing, if it's if you get arrested, like anything like that is all public knowledge. That's why, thank God I don't have an arrest record and shit. That shit would be all over the internet. Right? That would be public knowledge if anything ever happened there. Okay, continuing on. Noisy has subscribed to the channel for 11 months. Thank you, Noisy, for the sub. I appreciate that. Timbo cheered. He says, anything to do with public service is required to be public data in the U.S. government, not just your area. I'm well aware of that. I got a tip, but I don't know who this person is. I'm not familiar with the name. So allow me to log in here. Allow me to log in here and give it a look. Let's see here. Let's see. Oh, wait a minute. I'm clicking on the wrong one. All right. So, Testing the Waters tipped me $1.30 and says, have you ever considered starting a TikTok following? I think you should put a good audience to promote your stream. See, I do. You just don't know it. You don't know it. Because I never show my face, but I have a very, very popular TikTok account out there. You just got to figure out which one it is. It's one where someone doesn't show their face ever. That's me. So, Suspiria 231 did a 100-bit cheer. It says, does cheering contribute to the tips goal? No, it does not. Cheering is a different way to contribute via tipping. Not the same at all. And does not contribute to the tips goal. He says he's trying to verify his PayPal doesn't work. I'm sorry. It doesn't work that way. Who's Yuri Cheers? Does anyone ever walk up to you and say, it's the guy? No. Never. No one has walked up to me and pointed and said, it's the guy. Not once. Alvaro Ponte tipped me $2.30 and says, how are your sinuses today? Crappy. My left nostril is clogged. At the very beginning of this pre-stream, I took an allergy medication to try to unclog it. I'd say it's very slowly working, but I hope that it kicks in because I need my allergies to not be in overdrive today. An anonymous cheerer did a 100-bit cheer. Thank you for that. Wizard Dark Mystery Shadow cheers, and I'm interested in voting on your site. I'm conscious on people knowing my IP. Is there a way I can vote for Viewer's Choice without you being able to see it? No. No. Every single website like that can see your IP. I'm not exaggerating. Any website out there that has forums or anything like that can see your IP. 100%. There's nothing you can do about it. No one's going to do anything with that information, but they all track it. There's nothing you can do. End Factor says use a VPN. I mean, you could try that. However, my website over the years has been attacked by so many malicious parties that we have many VPNs that have been banned. We just blanket ban them. Because there's people who come in with 20, 30, 40 bots and start posting disgusting shit under a VPN. So we just ban the whole VPN. So, chances are, that ain't gonna work. Okay? Timbo Slice Cheers that even using third party would block name on buying a house, but there are free public sites that show who lives where due to public tax records. It's crazy how stuff like that is public records. I found out how easy it is due to my job that I have. I have to use the public records for my work. So what you're saying is even if someone goes around the system and buys a house with another name, whoever pays the taxes, that's public record too. So wow, think about how elaborate this would have to be. If you really wanted to remain anonymous, someone else would have to buy the house in your name. Someone else would have to pay the taxes on that house in your name. Jeez, that's complicated shit, man. I think what people do is they set up like a dummy company. You know what I mean? Like, for example, it would have been Vest Enterprises. And I would have Vest Enterprises would have bought the house and paid the taxes through the company. You see what I'm saying? And the only purpose of that company is to pay everything and register everything in the name of the company. See? That's what they do. They do this phantom stuff so that way it has nothing to do with your real life name. Yeah. A shell company. Correct. That's what it would be called. A shell company. John Man says your name is attached to the company. Perhaps. But what if you pay someone to do it? That's the point. Like, there's entire people out there who what they do is they set up these shell companies. And they'll do everything for you. And you pay them behind the scenes. And there's no record of you paying them. You see? There you go. By the way, that's all. It's so complicated. Who would even do that? Besides, the only thing I can think like a celebrity who's really afraid of like stalking and shit. But then again, if you're a rich celebrity, you can probably afford all kinds of security and shit, right? Okay, Isle of KOK has subscribed to the channel. Get it? Isle of KOK. I wonder what that sounds like. Thank you for the sub. Twisted Resistor did 100 bit cheers. So what did you have for breakfast? I had a plain untoasted bagel, and I had a Asian strawberry cake. That is the truth. I didn't have time. I was trying to rush because I was already so behind, waking up late. I didn't have time to toast my bagel. So I just shoved the bagel in my mouth. And I had an Asian strawberry cake. There you go. That's what I had. All right. Okay, I just got another tip. I want to see if it's real or not. But while I'm doing that, an anonymous cheerer did a 200-bit cheer. That means the biggest cheer of the day is an anonymous cheerer. So let's get that up on the leaderboard. $200 bits. Thank you for that. So let's see if this is real. I don't know. It's real. So I received an $8.02 tip from Steven Seagal. And he says, thanks for reading the messages. I figured you'd save it for Ask DSP. Good guy, Phil. For the fun of it, could you hit me with a can we play the fucking game? Thanks and have fun today. All right. Can we play the fucking game? Thanks and have fun today. Thank you, Steven Seagal. $8.02. That gets us up to $19 in tips so far today. Thank you. Suspiria cheering says, every time you contribute, a legion of trolls lose their minds. I don't think they lose their minds. They just basically get pissed that I'm still here and I'm still making a living and I'm still having fun with games. You know, all those things that they claim I shouldn't be able to do and all those things that they hate me for. There you go. Excuse me. Wizard Dark Mystery Shadow cheers. Over the years, have you made any investments? If you invest, you can sometimes gain more money in the long term. When I lived in Connecticut, I did. When I lived in Connecticut, I had some investments and I had a retirement fund. And when I moved out here, it all went away. Because, as I've told you guys many times, in a nutshell, within the course of 2 years of moving out here, my entire YouTube channel was destroyed by trolling activities. And my viewership went down. My income went way down compared to what I used to make on YouTube when I did it full-time for a living. It went, like, down by 50%. And when that happened, all those funds that I was planning to use to pay off all the debt that I had racked up when I moved out here went away. And for years, I had to find ways to keep afloat. So the first thing I did is I cashed in all my investments in my retirement fund, and I used that. Then I started racking up even more credit, debt, loans. Basically, you know, what's the saying? You borrow from Peter to pay Paul. That's pretty much what I did for several years juggling there. You know, and then it never worked out, and that's why I ended up declaring bankruptcy. I just couldn't make it work. So it sucked, because at one point, yes, when I lived in Connecticut, I had investments and I had a retirement fund. And it all went away when I moved out here. I overspent, assuming erroneously that I was going to continue to make what I was making on YouTube, which was wrong. I shouldn't have done that. And then all that income was halved by the trolls, and it put me into an insanely bad position, and that was the end of it. All right. Oh, let's see here. Timbo Slice Cheers, I don't understand why people are so crazy on to know where you live. It's weird and creepy, like those people that pay for tours of celeb homes in LA area. Would you care who lives where it's creepy? I don't know. I honestly don't know. I think what it is these people are obsessive. They're obsessive people who they've latched onto me. And even, you know, this was 2014. So we're talking, this was 7 years ago. And these people were that nuts that they cared to know the days after I moved. They had to know where I lived. You know? Now, I didn't think anything of it. Remember, when I was thinking of moving out here, I was vlogging the whole fucking thing. I didn't think it would be a big deal. I was vlogging all the houses and stuff that I was considering moving to. I didn't think that anyone would care, nothing. I didn't, you know, that was basically, I think that was the real beginning of the stalkerish attitude towards me. Was I think that these people who really didn't like me, who didn't like the kind of content that I put out, were so angry that I was successful enough that I was going to be able to move across the country to a nice house and start basically a nice life outside of the cramped condo in Connecticut, right? Oh my God, this guy, you know, he's going to have a good life. Fuck him. He doesn't deserve that. Let's do everything we can to ruin it for him. That's really, I feel, that's really when it started. Because there was trolling. Don't get me wrong. There was trolling when I lived in Connecticut. But man, did it really started serious when I moved out here. That's when it was like, do everything possible to fuck with Phil. You know, dox him, expose his address, find out his phone numbers, post them on the internet, sign, you know, prank calls out the ass on all of his fucking phone call lines. you know, all kinds of spam. My email addresses, any email that could be found out, signing up for a million shits and just fuck with me there. You know, create monstrous slander about me all over the internet, so that everyone who doesn't even know me would hate me. You know, DDoS attacks. That's when the DDoS attacks were late 2014. Was when my first DDoS attack ever started, and it continued for the next 2 months until I changed my IP address. Then I got swatted when I was playing Batman Arkham Knight in 2015. And then it was the false copyright strikes against my channel that completely destroyed DSPGaming forever. You know, it all started that 1 year, year and a half. I don't know what bug went up people's ass. I really don't, because if you look, outside of the fact that I moved across the country, and I was now doing content by myself, rather than doing some co-op content with people back in Connecticut, nothing really had changed. Something changed in the minds of these obsessive people, though. Seriously, because that was the year, that year and a half was like, oh my God, I can't believe how crazy these people went during a very short period of time. With really no, I don't think there was a thing that caused it. You know? Oh, let's see here. Banished Legion cheered. He said, I'm watching your stream from work. I forgot to bring lunch. I'm thinking it'd be awesome to have a big-ass thick burger with big... Here we go. It's the stupid wings me. All right. Isle of KOK did a 500-bit cheer and wants to know if I would fight Wings in a YouTube boxing match. So we all know where these people are coming from. We got 2 Wings of Redemption memes back-to-back. And now this is the top cheer of the day. Isle of KOK with a 500-bit cheer. Hilarious. Mr. Hurdy-Gurdy Man cheers. You're not supposed to toast bagels anyway. It's Jewish food. You should respect our traditions. Is that true? I thought that in like a Jewish deli, I thought they would toast a bagel. Like a bagel and lox. Don't they toast the bagel? Or am I wrong? Maybe they don't. Maybe because the bagel's fresh. It's supposed to be fresh if you're getting it at a deli. You don't need to toast it, right? Remember, the bagel that you get at a deli fresh versus the bagel you get that you bring home and sits in a bag all week. It's very different. There's probably a million fucking preservatives and shit in the bagels that I'm eating. Well, a nice fresh one at a New York deli, a nice Jewish deli where they do everything fresh. Oh, man, I bet that's fucking heaven. Nice crispy on the outside, chewy on the inside, full of flavors. Oh, a nice fresh fucking bagel's good shit. That's good stuff. All right, let's continue. Super Sly Gaming cheered and said, Lucifer Soul. Oh, man, why did you say Lucifer Soul? Now he's banned for 9 months. Suspiria did 100-bit cheers at Hype Train. Did we have a Hype Train? I didn't even know. If we had a Hype Train, I completely missed it. I was busy answering your guys' questions, and I didn't even notice that we had a Hype Train. Only Jay Lee tipped me $2. Says, don't collaborate with Wings. It'll only bring more headaches for you. I'm well aware. That's like I told you guys. It's not that I have anything against the guy, but 2 reasons I would never collaborate with Wings. First of all, years ago, I tried. I honestly tried. I tried to be on his podcast. I got sick, and then I told him to reschedule. He never did. Then he lied about it and said that I basically blew him off, which I didn't. I was sick. I wanted to come back, and he lied about it. Then years later, he wanted to do something with Battlefield. I said, okay, contact me. He never did. And then he lied to his audience and said that he did, only months later to admit that he never had emailed me at all. So it's like, okay, so twice you wanted to have involvement with me. You fucking lied to cause drama, and now you expect I'm going to trust you. No, I don't. I think you're a liar. And then on top of all that, we all know the insane amount of harassment that Wings receives. I already get enough harassment. I don't need to double that up. I don't need to double down and get, you know what? I haven't had enough torment in my life. I think I need to invite even more toxic, disgusting people in. Let's just open those floodgates. Just cover me in internet shit. Just splatter that liquid duty all over my body. Let's do it, right? No, I'm not stupid. I'm not going to do it. Steven Seagold cheered. He says, I invested $40 into Bitcoin a year ago. Now it's worth $140. I can withdraw to PayPal, throw pennies at it, and watch it grow. Seriously, it's crazy. Well, good for you. Congratulations. Timbo Slice Cheers said, do you think you overspend on anything? Oh, excuse me. Do you think you overspent on everything, including the house, or just what you got to put into the house? Again, it's hard to say overspend because I look at what I was making. And let me tell you, 2011, 2012, 2013. Woo! I was making ridiculous money on YouTube those years. Ridiculous. Seriously. Those were the golden years of YouTube for me, man. The first 2 years, it was crazy. Machinima was giving me bonuses and shit. And then in 2013, the bonuses went away, and the base pay without the bonuses was still crazy. So again, I was making all these financial decisions based on what I was making back then, 7 years, 8 years ago. And it was very different. Ad revenue on YouTube was all over the place. Ads were very high paying. And the top people, like me, I was considered one of the top gaming channels, got the best ads. So I was getting all the high paying ads and shit. And man, it was nuts. I told you guys how crazy it was. I would make a video, like let's say, for example, release day unboxing. I would bring a game home, film the release day unboxing, upload the video, play the game and record all the footage. By the time that I went to upload the footage of the game, the video of release day unboxing would have gotten enough ad revenue to pay for the game. Within 2-3 hours of me uploading a release day unboxing, it would pay for the game. Yes. It's pretty crazy, isn't it? But that was a long time ago. Things are very different now. Very, 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 very different now. Trust me. So, when I moved out here, I based all of my financial decisions on what I was making. I told you guys, I'm not kidding. I spent almost $10,000 moving my stuff across the country. That's not me exaggerating. Their initial estimate was that it was going to be $6,000, and then they billed me almost $3,000 extra on top of it when they moved out here, saying, oh, you exceeded the limits of what we said that we were going to allow on the truck and the weight, and this was oversized and blah, blah, blah. I paid almost $10,000 to move my stuff across the country. And that was the initial expense of moving. There was the cost of the house, the cost I had to pay the lawyer, I had to pay down payment on the house. You know what I mean? Like, furnish the house. This house had nothing in it. Everything was bought fresh. So, yeah, it was a combination. Yeah, if I had known that within a year and a half of me moving here, my income was going to dip as big as it did, never would I have spent this much. Likely, I wouldn't have bought this house. I would have been in a situation where, like, man, I guess I gotta be way more conservative with what I'm spending. You know? But anyway, I digress. Let's see here. Wizard Dark Mystery Shadow Cheers. Can you start plugging your Patreon more? We have a small community over there, and we need more people to join us. I know I pretty much never mention it anymore. Just being honest, it's something that's there for people who know that they want to support me essentially behind the scenes with an ongoing level of support. They can't attend the streams, and they want to be sure that they're helping me out every month. They pledge to my Patreon. It's funny because I still have Patreon perks. You may not realize this. I still have Patreon perks, and almost no one takes advantage of them anymore. I still have the ability to get a question answered on Ask the King. There's still the ability to get a private Q&A video made, and no one really does it. But there's still people who support me there. But in reality, most people who want to support me via the streams these days. So, Boylum says, you seem to be someone who's easily taken advantage of. It's not that I'm easily taken advantage of, it's that I more often than not give people the benefit of the doubt, and then I get screwed over because then I get taken advantage of. It's not that, like, I'm super gullible, but I've found that in life it's better to give people the benefit of the doubt, or at least I like doing that. I like to have faith in humanity that someone's not going to screw me over and not going to scam me, and then happens again and again and again. Let's see here. Wizard Dark Mystery Shadow Cherry says, Phil, he was referring to the Holocaust. What the hell are you talking about? What? What the fuck is he talking about? I don't even know what he's... Anyway. Retro Jim Cheese says, why are you resistant to the idea of crypto? It's only growing in viability as a currency. I don't have enough real-life currency to be worrying about investing in crypto. Cryptocurrency is for people who have a lot of disposable income and you don't care if it goes away. You know what I mean? It's not for a person who just, you know what I mean? Same thing with the stock market and shit. Yeah, if I had a ton of money and I had all this excess money sitting around, yeah, I would probably invest it. But I don't. It's not rocket science. Hurdy-gurdy man cheered. He says, your autobiography will be called From Six Figures to Six Figures, The Rise and Fall and Rise of Brunel Incorporated. Alrighty then. Whatever you say. Daryl Jensen cheered. He says, you sound like Al Bundy a lot. I scored 4 touchdowns in one football game back in high school. Let me tell you something. In 2005, I was the top-ranked Super Turbo player in the United States. Only 3 people placed better than me at EVO, and they were Japanese players. That, by default, made me the best Super Turbo player in the entire country. Yes. It's true. Yes. Who's Yuri cheered? He says, have you been able to hang out with friends recently? I'm sure they miss you. Who's Yuri? You know as well as I do that I ain't got time for that. My best friend is my wife, and I wish I had more time to spend with my wife. I don't have enough time to spend with my wife. I just don't. I wish that I had more than 1 day a week to spend with her, and half that day is usually taken up running errands and doing shit that's busy work that's not fun, meaningful stuff. I wish that I could take at least 2 days off a week, 1 day to do that shit, and 1 day to actually just significantly spend time with her, and I can't. I just can't. I have to work as much as I do right now. Maybe one day that'll change, but right now, that's my life. Okay? I ain't got time. I seriously don't have time for anything else outside of that. That's what happened when in Connecticut, when I became a full-time YouTuber in 2010, so 11 years ago. I basically didn't have time to do that kind of shit anymore. I stopped playing competitive Street Fighter. I stopped practicing for Street Fighter and having friends come over to do practice sessions because it was all about playing games, recording games, putting out videos. Seriously, that's what my life became, you know? Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, shout out to the top. Oh! Timbo Slice is serious. I'm getting my stimulus check on Wednesday. I have to pick it up if I'm going to go to toss dollar bills at a strip club or toss the dollar bills at you. Would you dance on cam for $1? No. It's disgusting. Why would you even say such a thing? It's just very disgusting that you would even bring that up. It's nasty. Vile. All right. Shout out to... Wait a minute. What just happened? I thought I saw a cheer come in. Here it is. Suspiria cheers says, you're a flawed human. You couldn't hide if you tried. It's something I've come to appreciate about you a lot. There you go. I can't hide if I try. Thanks. That really makes me feel good about the rest of my life. I really appreciate that. Oh, let's see here. Isle of KOK did 100-bit cheer and says, what game are you most excited for? For me, it's Elden Ring and God of War Ragnarok. I would say God of War Ragnarok and the new Horizon game are the 2 that I'm most excited for. I don't know, like, I thought I would be more excited for Resident Evil 8, but I'm kind of not. And maybe that's a good thing. Maybe I'll go in with low expectations and I'll really like it. Because, like, Resident Evil 7, I didn't really think was going to be great, and I really enjoyed it. But, like, I don't know. Like, what I've seen of Resident Evil 8, it's not, like, you know what I mean? It just seems so fucking weird. It seems like a weird game that doesn't feel authentic. It just doesn't feel authentic Resident Evil to me. And maybe that's just me. But seriously, it just feels weird. It's just like a weird fucking game. But that's what I'm more hyped for. Hopefully both those games come out this year, but not likely. I don't think God of War is going to come out this year. I think Horizon will. I don't think God of War Ragnarok's coming out this year. I think it's going to be next year. Eternia Forever just resub for 20 months, and I don't have time to stay around for the stream, but I'm glad to subscribe. Keep doing what you do. Thank you very much, Eternia Forever. Appreciate that. All right. Shout out to the top cheers of the week. And by the way, I should say this. Today's Sunday. Tomorrow, Monday, is considered the first day of a new streaming week here on Twitch, which means that all these stats will reset. So if you would like to become one of the top cheers of the week, now today's the last day to get up on this leaderboard. Okay? So shout out to the following people. In 10th place, Angel Devilish. In 9th place, Ninstar Rune. In 8th place, Isle of KOK. In 7th place, Major Riot. We have a tie for 5th between Shirtless Mofo and Used Tanuki Suit. 4th place, Twisted Resistor. 3rd place, Timbo Slice. 2nd place, Virga Toto. And in 1st place, Mr. Hurdy-Gurdy Man. Also, thank you for all those who gifted subscriptions to the channel this week. including Guitar Player 1939, Spawn Killer, Internet Famous McCroy, and anyone else who gifted a single sub, but that's where the leaderboard cuts off. Thank you to All Things Famous 672 and Honest Fan for gifting 2 subs each to the channel. Thank you to Kashmir Goat and Kate for 3 gifted subs each, and thank you to Diocletian and Hallelujah He Reigns, who each gifted 7 subscriptions to the channel. Last but certainly not least, did I already shout out Eternia Forever? I might have. He resubbed for 20 months, and he says, glad to resubscribe, but I can't stick around. Well, I'm sorry you can't stick around, but thank you for the ongoing support, sir. All right. Excuse me. So here's the deal. Let's take a brief break, because I have to piss now. I wasn't planning on doing a pre-stream this long, but you guys apparently wanted a long pre-stream because you just kept asking questions. Take a quick break. It won't be a long one. This will be a short break, and then we will jump in to Divinity Original Sin 2, finish up Fort Joy, and move on and see what else is going on here. All right? I'll see you guys in just a few minutes. Thanks, and I'll see you in a sec.